Welcome to Clash Royale Curiosities number 1. The Royal package was conceived with the idea that a skeleton bomb would explode, releasing 2 skeleton guards. However, thinking about adding something stronger, they were changed for a royal recruit who would be sent by the king himself to get to the battle. Besides, they thought about adding more than one recruit. Number 2 remained. The touchdown mode had its own tournament that was very popular in its day, so much so that the final took place in a field that was the same as the touchdown field with people, and the funny thing is that while Alvaro answered the questions to the interview in English that they were asked at the place, Antrax only shook his head because he did not understand what they were saying and he wanted to hide. Number 3. It is possible to play Clash Royale on the screen of a smart refrigerator. This was announced by the game's Twitter account, who retained the tweet of a woman who complained about not being able to cook because her husband wouldn't stop playing. She also indicated what the model of the refrigerator in case you want to spend $3.419 to buy it, and do the same. Number 4. The Elixir Golem had already been leaked a long time before its release, but the developers had said that it was too strong to take out. Maybe that's why they made the mechanic give extra elixir to the rival once the droplets of the golem are eliminated, and in addition to this change they modified its design to make it more terrifying and to fit well in Halloween, which is when it premiered. If you go to see its trailer to give a account. Number 5. Over the years some elements of the game have changed. One of them is that there are daily missions which when completed gave rewards for doing the task, something that Glitch Mini currently does. At the time we could obtain 3 a day and unlock an extra one with 25 gems was in 2020, along with possibly the worst update of the game, alias Clan War 2, which eliminated these missions, replacing them with a free gift from the store, and sadly recently they commented that it wasn't even a joke. They would add. Number 6 again. The Fireball underwent several aesthetic changes to remain as we know it today. Although most of them occurred very early in the game, so possibly the majority will not remember it. The real ones will remember it when the game is released. The ball was scary because of its design, and I say this because it was quite ugly. Number 7. The giant goblin lives in a goblin hut just like any other, except that it only lives in it and the goblins with spears that carry on their backs of those. It depends on everyone from brushing their teeth to eating or being saved from other troops while going to crush the enemy structures, which is the only thing Number 8 knows how to do. The description of the elite barbarians says that they are the same barbarians they have always had, but now they are harder, faster and stronger, in reference to the famous Daft Punk song Harder Better Faster. Although it is true that the English version everything is clearer because it literally says harder, better, faster and stronger, being a more direct nod to the song. Number 9. After something like 2 years of releasing the emotes, Supercell decided to add a way to silence them, since this irritated many players who ended up leaving the game due to having such an annoying mechanic, stating that they believed they had already provoked enough emotions from the players, so it was time to modify its approach by adding the number 10 mute button. The concept of the fire launcher began as a musketeer design with a barrel more similar to the one carried by the noble giant instead of its traditional rocket launcher that is more similar to a bazooka. There was also a concept in which he launched them directly with his hand, but apart from the fact that that is not very realistic, today's rocket launcher takes advantage of the momentum that the shot gives it to move away, so it was better for him to use a number 11 weapon. Although it may seem surprising considering that Supercell's middle name is Stingy, for some time the game gave away magic more than the current 25 that the store gives weekly. This because there were events where you could get gems for each enemy tower that we knocked down, called Henrik or Gem Fever. These were removed for some reason that no one imagined money, and they have not reappeared since then. Number 12. Jetpack is one of the most veteran Clash Royale players because he announced it on the day of its launch with several interviews on his channel and presenting it to the public. If in fact he started uploading Clash and still continues with content from both games as well as news from Supercell. Number 13. The Prince has his own side. Artistic because he spent his time in his room making his self-portraits with a unique style. Another thing we see he does in his room is taking beauty treatments to maintain his